We're over here at the Little Bighorn in Montana. You can see down there, you can see the cemetery. And here you can see where the actual markers are, where Custer's men were slaughtered, including Custer himself. This is where they found the bodies. Get a close-up of one of the stones. June 25th, 1876. And there's where Custer was fell, right there. Fell amongst his men. Here's the memorial. It says the memorial, the remains of about 220 soldiers, scouts, and civilians are buried around the base of this memorial. The white marble headstones scattered over the battlefield denote where the slain troopers were found and originally buried. In 1881, they were reinterred in a single grave on this site. The officers' remains were removed in 1877 to various cemeteries throughout the country. General Custer was buried at West Point. So here is where all the men are actually buried together. It's actually beautiful country here. This is memorial markers, Little Bighorn battlefield. Following the battle, I'll read it here. Following the battle, the Lakota and Cheyenne removed their dead and buried them in lodges, scaffolds, and in the hillsides. Surviving members of the 7th Cavalry hastily buried the soldiers, Indian scouts, and civilians on June 28, 1876. In 1877, most of the officers' remains were exhumed and reinterred in eastern cemeteries. Lieutenant Colonel Custer's partial remains were buried at West Point, New York. In 1881, Lieutenant Charles Rowe erected a granite memorial shaft and reburied the remaining 7th Cavalry dead in a mass grave around the base. In 1890, the Army placed 249 headstone markers across the battlefield in an attempt to show where Custer's men had fallen. Total 7th Cavalry casualties: Custer Battalion 210, Reno Benteen Battalions 53, Lakota and Cheyenne casualties 40 to 100 estimated loss. And here it says, a trench was dug into which were gathered all remains of those who fell in that fight, including those who were with Reno, and deeply buried at the foot of the monument. The center is within 6 feet of the spot upon where General Custer's remains. were found General Custer's remains. Lieutenant Charles Rowe, 2nd Cavalry, 1881. So this is Last Stand Hill, June 25th, 1876. You can see a picture. It says Lakota, Cheyenne, and Arapaho warriors surrounded this position near the climax of the battle. Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer and approximately 41 men shoot their horses for breastworks and fight to the death. Custer and several soldiers were found at the crest of the hill, while others were discovered along the slope. This was the famed Last Stand of Legend. And this is where it happened, right here. This says danger, rattlesnakes on trail. You know what? I saw a couple of snake holes. All the riffraff and left. There's only a couple people here. And this is Big Sky country. It's beautiful. There's, of course, my electric line. We'll talk about later. My insurance company.